Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out the free monthly assets for the month of February. So basically, if you're new here, Epic Games gives away 5 free asset packs from the Unreal Engine marketplace. Just open up your launcher and claim them before the end of the month. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so I have all of the content here downloaded in this project. And so first of all, we're going to check out the AssetVille Town. Now, this pack is actually part of the permanently free collection. You don't actually have to claim this pack before the end of the month. It'll always be on the marketplace for free. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. Basically, what this is it's a town. So if I scroll out here, you can see it's this little town with a lot of different shops, stores. You have the county sheriff office right here. And I have this loaded up in Unreal Engine 5, so we could get the nice lumen lighting. But yeah, there's a lot of different characters, as well as vehicles, and just low poly props and things like that. So you're gonna find a lot of different stuff to not only use for maybe even like prototyping a game, or I mean, you could even use these for making like a mobile game or even a VR game. So yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. So here's the bank. There's a little vault in here. So there's just a bunch of different details in this map. So I mean, you guys should just download it anyways, because since it's low poly, it won't actually take much hard drive space. So yeah, all of these stores and things like that have interiors. So you can go in pretty much every building on the map. It's a little crime scene. We have the police cars over here. And then in the back here, we have some trucks, semi-trucks. And we also have this warehouse. So you can see all the boxes. So there are a bunch of different assets, and we'll check out the overview level that shows all the different props that come with the pack. So yeah, really good lighting with lumen. We have a car dealership over here. So you can see all the different vehicles. Now, one neat thing about these vehicles is they're actually all skeletal meshes. So that means that they're all rigged and ready to go. So all the wheels and stuff like that are rigged. The doors aren't rigged or anything. They're not separated from the mesh. So in terms of like making these things drivable, all you'd have to do is set up yourself animation blueprint as well as a vehicle blueprint, and you can make basically all of these vehicles on this map drivable. And maybe I'll make a tutorial about that in another video. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different stuff in this map to prototype with. And I will most likely be using a lot of this stuff in some future tutorial videos, since it's on the permanently free marketplace. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the demo level here. So here are all the meshes that you're getting in this pack. So down here we have bunch of different picture frames with pretty high quality pictures. And then down over here are all the prop items. So you can see we have a shovel, various weapons. Then over here we have some of the other props in the stores. So we have the cash register, all the fruits and vegetables, a coffin there, looks like some display cases, some bookshelves, more store shelves. Okay, and then over here we have all the different vehicles. So like I said, they're all skeletal meshes, so it's going to be fun making these things all drivable vehicles. Okay, over here are all of the walls and floor textures. So they're pretty decent quality. Obviously they're low poly stylized, but yeah, there's a lot to pick from there. Then we have some of the trees and brush over here. Not really anything too detailed. Then over here we have all the different characters. So these are all skeletal meshes, and they're all rigged as well. Now these skeletons, you'll notice they're all in the T-pose, so they're not inherently set up for the Epic skeleton. So you will have to do some retargeting here to set it up to use animations from the Epic skeleton, or really to use any sort of animations. We have a couple of different roofs and some telephone wire. Then we have some of the various props such as shelves. See here we have some smaller items like laptop, books, files, all sorts of stuff. A lot of different types of props. So just a wide range of items in this pack. And over here we have some traffic signs and some vending machines. It looks like ice machine there. Okay, and over here some various boxes. We have some signs, fences here. Then we have these water towers, antenna towers, various trash cans. We even have some bicycles there. That's pretty nice. Then you have all the different signs. You can see is some little popping in here from the LEDs. But yeah, down here we have part of the gas station props, and we have 2 destroyed car meshes. Okay, in the back we have some of the custom prop assets for the church, and it looks like for some of the house porches. And then we have some of the modular asset pieces, so I think for the storefronts. You can see here the brick walls and the doors and the windows. So you definitely could use a lot of these modular pieces and build your own city or town. Then here are some of the prefabbed ones. So you have this little trailer house, different trailer houses. And then we have this barn. And then over here in the back, we have the background meshes and mountains. We have a couple different road meshes. So you can see they're just really simple squares with a texture on it. And of course, a couple different sidewalk blocks there. But yeah, that's pretty much the AssetVille Town. So again, it's permanently free on the marketplace. You can pick it up whenever. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next pack. All right, so next up we have the Easy Vehicle Suspension. So basically, this adds suspension to your blueprint vehicle. And I'll show you how it works here in a second, but you can see it comes with this little drivable car template, and we can drive over some of these surfaces. You can see how the wheels react on the various things that we drive over, the various speed bumps. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the blueprint. What this pack includes is this suspension component. So in the content browser here, it is this easy suspension component. Essentially, you just drag and drop it into your car blueprint. And once you've done that, basically the component will actually handle everything else. So if we head over to the event graph, all of this code is actually more or less related to the actual vehicle, like the steering, the wheel smoke, camera rotation, all of that stuff. The actual suspension logic and all that stuff is in the component itself. So yeah, you might be wondering where might this be useful? In what instance will this actually be useful? Well, traditionally, if you're making like a car blueprint or something like that, getting any sort of suspension is actually a lot of work. And the official Unreal Engine documentation kind of dives into the nitty-gritty of how you'd set this up. And in fact, I believe the advanced vehicle template actually includes suspension in the vehicle system. So you guys can check that out. But if you're like me and you just want to very easily drag and drop a component into your blueprint and basically achieve the same result, then the easy suspension is the way to go. Next up, we have the RPG FX starter pack. So first up, we have the Archer Arrow. So if I hit play here, you can see it launches an arrow projectile. Then we also have an arrow fire. And over here we have the arrow hail. So you can see all the arrows falling down the character. Then we have the arrow hail burst. Okay, we have the Archer multi-shot, then the multi-shot burst, the multi-shot fire, so fire arrows. We have the multi-shot radial, so just arrows shooting in each direction. Then we have the multi-shot fire burst. And then I'm not sure what exactly this one is supposed to be. Okay, so that was the Archer. We have over here the mage. So we hit play. We have some of the magic bolts that they are shooting. So you can see there's a couple of them right there. Then we have the energy beam. We have the Mage Magic Spear. Then we have the Lightning Bolt. Then we have the Lightning Shield. Whirlwind. A couple of fireballs, so you can see a fireball projectile right there. Then the Fireball Shield. Okay, so next up we have the Warrior. So we have the Warrior Throwing Axe. And this one actually looks pretty neat. See, just a spinning axe. Then we have the Warrior Spin, the Heavy Impact, then the Chain Hit, the Warrior Earth Crack, and the Earth Slam, and the Shout. So it'd be pretty cool to make your own game out of this and add these in as your abilities. You can see a swipe ability there. Okay, we have the Priest here, so they have a healing over time. Very simple healing particle. Healing Burst. Then a Priest Beam, so I guess you'd heal someone else. Then the Priest Wave. Okay, the Priest Spear. And the Shield. The Aura. The Stun. And the AoE Stun. Okay, so here we have some status effects. And so here we have the Stun. So you can see we have these stars above the head. And I've got to say they look pretty cool. Then we have Status Confusion. Kind of think would be like a stun, but Status Quest. Now this is actually pretty cool. I was actually looking to make my own particle effect like this, but there we go. We actually have one in this pack. So yeah, that's pretty neat. It's like a NPC quest icon that you'd see in really any sort of MMO or game. Okay, then we have the level up, so I hit play. Then the item highlight. So I guess if there's like an item that you have to pick up, or maybe if you open like a chest or something like that. Magic Glow. Then a teleport burst. And then a teleport portal. Okay, so over here we have some targeting decals. So we have targeting player select. So if you have a certain player selected, if you're doing like a top-down sort of game. Targeting player movement. Top-down particle effect when you like click with your mouse. Then we have a targeting arrow, targeting circle, targeting arc, and yeah, that's pretty much all of the particle effects. Now honestly, this is a pretty cool pack, and each one of these particle effects are made with Niagara, so you could go ahead and open up the Niagara system and start customizing things like the actual color of the particle. So say for example, if you wanted to make the particle green, we could go into the settings here and we can adjust things like the color. You can adjust the speed. There's a lot of things that you can do with Niagara, but yeah, for the most part, you can go into each of these different particles and tweak them to your liking. But yeah, that is the RPG FX starter pack. Let's go ahead and move on to our next pack. Alright, next up we have the Mountains and Meadows outdoor environment. So basically we have this single level here with all the grass and stuff on the landscape. And there really isn't much to this pack. Basically all this foliage, and if I scroll out, here is what the landscape looks like. But yeah, here are all of the different ferns and brush. So there's actually quite a bit of variety in terms of different ground shrubs, I guess, that you can paint onto your landscape. But yeah, not anything, I guess, too exciting. So next up we have the Victorian House. So this level here is what you're getting. And basically I can give you a tour of the inside. So here is the outside here, and we can go through the door. And here's what the inside interior looks like. It actually looks pretty well detailed. You could probably make some sort of horror game with this, but all of the wall segments and stuff like that are all modular, so you could technically make whatever building or house you want. So here you can see the attic, and in here are the different bedrooms. So yeah, here's the overall outside of it. Like I said, it isn't the highest detailed pack on the marketplace. It's kind of an older pack. It's not really like super detailed or anything, and here are all the modular pieces that come with this pack. So like I said, they aren't the highest detailed assets, but yeah, maybe a mobile game or VR game. Some of these interior pieces honestly don't even look half bad, like these wooden ones look pretty decent. So like these curtains. But yeah, this is basically the Victorian house. Let's go ahead and move on to our next. So last but not least, we have Simple Procedural Asset Creator. Now what this is you create the project in Unreal Engine, and you can see here we have all the windows open up. So what I've done here is you go to Perspective, Asset View right here. And basically this is sort of a node-based system where you can create these various outlines. So you can create the outline of the object that you want to create, and you can connect these nodes together through references in the blueprint. And if we click on this little gear icon and click randomize, you can see because we have these different arrow templates, we can generate basically random different arrow types. And you can feed in various different settings such as colors. So you can see the parameters there for color and create basically anything. I mean, with this generator, they've made an axe. So I can open up these other levels here and go to Perspective, Asset. You can see the axe that you've created. Then we select the gear icon. We can randomize the different styles. So you can see all of the different meshes that we can generate using this procedurally generated asset creator. Now again, how this works on a technical level is a little bit of a learning curve. A very simple way of how it essentially works is you have these like 3 or 4 different outline shapes, and depending on those outline shapes, you can select these and add them as references in these little nodes. And then you can specify different size options, color options, all that stuff. And then you can procedurally generate different models based on those templates that you've pieced together. So again, there's a lot of different templates in here. There's a book generator. So you can see the different pieces of paper inside of the book there sticking out. You also have a bow generator. And if you wanted to go in and actually customize some of the asset shapes, I'll show you how to do that in a second. I can actually go into Perspective, Top. If we scroll over here, you can see all of the different size 2D planes of what the different shapes of the bow will generate. So I can actually take this specific curve. You can see it's the current curve that our bow is using. And we can do something like select the actual vertex points here and move it in. And you can see we can actually customize the look of the bow. And in fact, you can go in and add your different bow curves that the tool will generate from. So if you wanted to really get your own customized look, you could definitely go in and change this. Now, once you've gotten a mesh that you like, you can actually go in and bake this to a static mesh. That way you can actually use it as a prop in your game. So to do that, you can select your asset right here, click the procedural mesh, and then click create a static mesh. Now you just save it to your content browser like so, and give it a name, bow, click OK. And in our content browser, we can open up the bow model. You can see we have a nice little static mesh that we've generated from this procedural asset creator. Now, as far as documentation goes, there is quite a bit of documentation explaining how the different generators work on a technical level. So it shows all of the different components, and it goes in depth on essentially how this entire system is built. So if you want to learn how to create your own custom procedurally generated items, this might be the way to go. So yeah, those are basically all of the free asset packs for this month of February. Now let me know which one you guys like down in the comments down below. Personally, I like the RPG FX starter pack. I think that was a great pack that had a bunch of different Niagara particles. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. And yeah, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.